I got this neat little jack. I don't know where I got it or when or whatever, but it's a pretty neat little jack. I never had a handle for it, so I've taken some hydraulic tubing, notched it so it'll unhook that or loosen or tighten that. And it's a little hard to get a grip on here, so I'm going to go to the casting and make a handle. I've got a blank for the mold in 2 pieces that I've 3D printed, and I've got the handle design, which I will clamp the mold around like that, pour in the silicone resin, and then when that comes apart I will do the casting part of it for the epoxy. And the epoxy will stick to the handle, so I won't have to worry about that. So let's get started on it. First up, I need to dress up all the flashing, get it off of there. So these things will sit flat. The flashing is a combination of having a brim and also what they call elephant's feet in printing, which is where the first layer is squished out a little bit. And here we're going to have to go with a spot of crazy glue to hold this down. Same with these. You want careful centering on this. Well, reasonably careful. Then we got to clamp it together. And put some tape up the seam just in case it decides to seep through there. That was a good guess. Okay, now we'll just let that sit for its 24-hour period. Or 5-hour or whatever the heck it is. I'll come back and check later. Okay, everything's dry now. Sometime in there I did have leaking coming from the bottom, so I had to put more in there, but I definitely know how much that stuff sticks. Now, my reasoning for having a thin round about it was so it'd be easier to get out the mold afterwards. We'll see how much my reasoning works. It has gone down quite a bit. Definitely a bit of an effort though. And there it is. My reasoning seems to be sound. Now in casting the handle in there, I have to have this thing centered and a little bit above the bottom. That's going to be the challenge. So, I guess we'll get on to that next. Well, about the only way I can figure out how to do this is to take a pipe clamp, stick it in my vise, put the tube in until it touches, and then raise it up about 1/2 inch and clamp it. Okay, we're going to have to readjust that because that's not square. It is now. Okay. Then eyeball it for center. Going to be interesting getting the resin in there. Hopefully should be able to do it. I'm going to give it a try. I'm going to go with the red pigment again so it kind of matches the jack itself. We'll see how much we can guesstimate this time. Don't waste a cup. And perhaps I should care about air bubbles, but I really don't right now. Now, I'm going to get that in there. The old crooked funnel. If I ruin it, I can always print another one. It looks like I'm about 5/8 of an inch shy. Oh, I'd give it a little bit more. I mean, I could live with that, I suppose, but yeah, I'm not going to try and match color. I'm going to live with that. It's just for me. Squeeze a little bit more out of this. Yeah, how to support that funnel. That's still touching bottom. How to support a funnel. Anyway, we got 24 hours worth of cure time on this, and I'll be back. Okay, let's get this thing apart. The hard part is just getting it started. Yeah, and there it is. Doesn't look too bad. Need a little cleanup here. I could probably put it on the lathe. But it's definitely a nice grip. Well, it's nice to be able to find a use for that resin. Make file handles that'll never come off. Let's pop it on the lathe. I'm curious to see how centered it actually is, just by eyeballing. A little bit of wobble, but not really too bad, considering. I'm going to live with that. Hope it was helpful. Bye now.